So, good morning everyone. So, the next topic will be the elements of poetry. But before we look at some specific elements of poetry, may I call on Sarah to define what is poetry in your own words? So, poetry, um, so poetry, I guess, by one mo sa poetry, it uses rhymes and it has like, pattern. So poetry is different from other forms of poetry. So what do you think? Why is different, or what exactly makes the poetry different from other forms of poetry? Anyone? Also, okay, so it is different because of its use of resources of language and music. So from the poem All Things Bright and Beautiful, there we can observe that there is language and also there is music if we perform it. So if we say resources of language and music, this includes diction, imagery, sound patterns, and sound effects that makes poetry unique and meaningful from other literature. So according to Akbaroboro, poetry applies to the many forms in which a man has given a rhythmic expression to influence imaginative and perceptions in this world. So that means that poetry serves as a medium for individuals to convey their imaginative expressions in the world through rhythmic and artistic expression. It also highlights that poetry is capturing the essence of human experiences, emotions, and contributions and literature. And so when analyzing a poetry, you must pay attention to these resources for the language and music. So give a give and beauty for a poem. Also, so in appreciating poetry, you must pay attention also to the diction, imagery, and the sound patterns and sound effects. But don't worry, this moment is not presently by the next recorders. Poetry is literature, and as literature, it is a method of expression. So, why is poetry considered as a method of expression? Like poetry considered as a method of expression because through poetry we can express our thoughts, feelings, and emotions through imagination. It's also in a form of oral or written form. That's something very good. Poetry allows the individual to express their thoughts and emotions in a creative way. So, poetry is unique because it's directly from man with his word of authority. So, poetry is a special use of language to express intense feelings. So, like when we do a poetry, we use figurative languages to allow the reader to have a deeper understanding about the poem. So poetry have its types and elements to discuss this. Now let's talk about the kind of poetry. There are different kinds of poetry categorized along the lines of age, type, region, and form. And along the line of types, you can have six kinds. I know that you are already familiar with this, so let me just give you a very short description of each of them. First is the epic. Typically tells the story of a hero's journey or significant events in majestic style. Second is mythical. Poems from the olden days about knights, love, and gods. Metaphysical. It is characterized by elaborate metaphors, intellectual exploration, and a blending of emotion and reason. Next is neoclassical. Influenced by ancient Greece and Rome, it favored clarity, regularity, and follow rules. Fifth is romantic poetry. which is the stories that told in verse like fairy tales but in poem form. Satirical, funny poems that make fun of people, society, or ideas. Dramatic poetry, poems that are like plays with characters speaking to each other. Ballad poetry, simple poems that tell stories and usually meant to be sung. Lyric poetry, short poems expressing personal emotion or thoughts like song without music. Sonnet, short poems with 14 lines with a specific rhyme scheme. Pastoral, poems that idealize rural life and nature. Elegy, poems that mourn or lament the loss of someone or something like a tribute or farewell. Remember that whatever type of poem we study, we expect it to have a subject matter and theme. Elements of poetry. The first element of poetry is persona. In the elements of poetry, persona refers to the speaker or the voice assumed by the poet in the poem. It is the character or identity that the poet adapts to convey their thoughts, emotions, and experiences. The persona may be a fictional character, a historical figure, or even the poet themselves. The persona allows the poet to express their ideas and feelings from a specific point of view, adding depth and perspective to the poem. So, I just summarize the imagery. What is imagery in elements of poetry? So, imagery is a technique used by the authors, poets, and novelists to communicate feelings, translate ideas, and explore thoughts by creating images in the minds of the readers. It is a language used such as metaphorical and figurative so that readers will pay attention words and expressions that capture their senses. And also, imagery is a complex and versatile term that encompasses various elements of descriptive writing aimed at engaging the reader's senses and facilitating a vivid visualization of a sense of or experiences. It can refer to both visual and oral representations, allowing readers to not only see but also hear and feel the poet's intended imagery. And by employing rich and evocative language, poets create a sensory experience for their audience, enabling them to immerse themselves in the poet's world and gain a deeper understanding of the emotions and sensations being conveyed.
So next is song pattern. So song pattern is most poetry in English is based on rhythmical patterns. Despite the fact that these patterns exist in utterances, some kind of regularly poses on the pattern as story. This pattern can be both written, so what is written by the way? What is written? Written is repetition of others patterns. Some pattern. Written is expressed in a series of syllables. So, ang written is gamitin siya sa poetry kay mo man ang nagdaman o ang life sa story. Wala is wala written ang story, it is monotonous, wala siya life. For example, this story story not poem, all takes pride and beautiful. Kung gamit ko kung kanang retake in an envelope. All things bright and beautiful. So with it, with it your great and small. So when I retake, the ganyan format. All things bright and beautiful. All things bright and beautiful. Muna ang purpose sa retake. So it is so stress. Some stress. Sarah? So stress, ang stress kay kung man nag-determine kung taas or focus. If I say stress, mo na yung taas. Ang stress
rhythmical patterns. So I know that you are familiar with this because this topic is already coupled with our other subject. So the first one is the iambic rhythm. So when we say iambic, it consists of an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. So mag-una dun siya ang unstressed, then musunod dito ang stress. Like for example, the word kanang defeat. So can we pronounce it, everyone? Defeat. So, di ba naata sa ikaduha nga kanang na syllable ning stress? So, defeat. So, siya sa fet ning stress. So, that is iambic rhythm. And the second one is the trochaic rhythm. So, it is also called as trochee. So, if iambic is naguna ang unstressed and followed by stress, so ang trochee is naguna ang stress and followed by the unstressed. So, like for example, garden. So, garden. So, nag-stress ka sa guard and unstressed ka sa din. Yes. So, and the third one is the dactylic rhythm or the dactyl. So, it is dactylic rhythm has its foot consisting of a stressed syllable followed by the two unstressed syllables. So, the first one is so maguna ta sa one syllables nga stressed ta, then followed by the two unstressed syllables. Like for example, the word bicycle. So, asa man ta ning stress as in the word bicycle. Bike. So the word the syllables bike. So bicycle. So that is dactyl. So and the last one is the anapistic or the anapest rhythm. So it is about so each foot consists of two unstressed syllables followed by one stressed syllable. So it is just opposite to the dactyl. So always remember class that I am and trochee is nag-consist lang yun siya og two syllabic words. So, ang dactyl o ang anapest is nag-consist siya of three syllabic words. So, back to anapest. So, maguna ang two unstressed, then followed by one stressed. So, can you give me an example of this rhythm? Na maguna ang two unstressed, then followed by one stressed. Yes, Eugene. Okay, so can you pronounce the word comprehend? Okay, stress ba siya sa last syllables? Comprehend. Okay, yes, up to see. Eugene. So another example of anapest is the understand. So understand. Yes. So so you need to note that a foot is said to begin with a stressed syllable and extend to its to back includes the following unstressed syllable. So among these four, the most common in English poetry is the iambic rhythm. And that's all. So in the elements of poetry, there is sound effects, which is the use of special sound patterns and sound imagery. Certain sound effects can be created, namely onomatopoeia, alliteration, and rhyme. So we all know that we have our ideas about onomatopoeia, right? So can you, anyone here in the class have the examples or ideas about what is onomatopoeia? Yes, Priscilla. So, onomatopoeia is the careful use of words that the author intends to describe. It is the most obvious of all sound effects It is the use of words whose sound suggests their meaning. Like for example, as what Priscilla said, the buzzing of the bees, and also there can be the splash of water and the booming of a dream. So alliteration. This is closely related to onomatopoeia. It is the use of succession of the same consonant, usually at the beginning of the successive word. It is the repetition of the consonant sounds in a sequential pattern. Like for example, the God makes man, man makes money, money makes many men mad. And the next one is rhyme. So John, what is rhyme? You're the one who figured what is rhyme.
Is the repetition of the sounds that it from the form or something to the whole.
So rhyme is a literary device that involves the repetition of similar sounds at the end of two or more words. These words typically appear at the end of line in poetry or lyrics in a song. So an example of this is praise and grace. Di ba magkapareha ang ilang last ka na kuhan? Mo to come right. Good. Mo to right. So in conclusion, it is not what it is not only what is said in poetry that is that significant. It implies that in poetry, how something is expressed is just as important as is being expressed. Poetry employs language in a unique way, allowing poets to use what's called poetic liberty, which grants them the freedom to creatively manipulate language without strict adherence to grammatical rules. The style of a poem often reflects the messages it conveys, and language serves as primary vehicle for expressing the
Ano man ma'am?
Ay,